So today we're going to talk about a business plan. And so you've got a project or you've got an idea and you want to give it some structure. So the best way to do that is to write a little mini business plan. And there's 5 sections of the business plan that you want to think about. So the first one is the introduction. Like, really think about what your project is, write this down, what's the problem you're solving, and what's the solution. Okay. And then you want to think about the financial piece of it, how you're going to market it, who your team is, what logistics or the operations of your project. So let's go through those a little slower. So you need to think about your project in a financial way. Do you need any money? Some projects actually you don't need any money, but a lot of them you do. Create a budget and think about how you are going to raise this money. Are you going to fundraise? Or are you going to do some jobs to gain money to start your project? So the second one is marketing. And I think this one, it sounds really cool, but it's a lot of digging into who your target market is and going to talk to them. So how are you going to talk to them? There's different ways to do market research, such as surveys, focus groups, or interviews. And you have to prepare for those. So you need to know, again, what problem you're solving, what your solution is, and then have questions ready for those interviews or focus groups. Then how are you going to communicate with them? If you know your target market, is it best to communicate with them by email, by WhatsApp, by Instagram or Facebook, depending on demographics? So that's important as well. Also, is there any competition that you might have? And if so, you might want to study them or think about how you can differentiate yourself from that competition. Then you need to think about your team. Like, who are you? What skills do you have? Time, any sort of, like, how do you work as a team together? Is there somebody that you might need on the team that might be a little bit more organized or that might bring something to the table that you don't have? But so identify your team, talk about your team, think about your team. What's good about your team? And then also the logistics of it. What do you need to buy? If you're going to have an event, what do you need? This will help you actually with your budget. If you know some of these things, where can you have your meetings or where could you have your activity? All of those kind of logistical details. So those 5 things are what you need for your business plan. We do have a worksheet that you can use. The other day I was working with a group and we had decided on our project and we were going through and thinking about these elements of the business plan. So you could send the worksheet before the class so they can think about it and they can write notes. But during the class, what I did is I made a little square for each of the different elements of a business plan. And actually we each took our time to write in each section. I asked the questions. So this is finance. How much money do we need? Are we going to earn it? Are we going to fundraise it? And then we passed it around and everybody put their ideas on each paper. Okay, so for example, one of the things, we have a group of 9th grade students. So we do need some money for our project, for these events that we're going to run. So on this, I wrote, are we going to earn it or are we going to fundraise it? So they thought about, we could hold a tennis tournament or another sports tournament or even a dog meetup event that we could kind of fundraise for. But that's just actually holding another event. So we could do that. Or they liked the idea of earning it and they came up with all of these great ideas like dog walking, cleaning people's porches after it rained, gardening for part-time residents, like taking care of people's plants, doing a car wash, because in Guanacaste, Costa Rica, definitely need that. So I loved that. I also loved on team. We wrote all of our names down and everybody had to add to something that another person in our team brought to the table. And we talked about this and it was kind of a little exercise of gratitude for your teammates. So that one worked out really well. In our logistics, they actually wanted to add a section that was like people that could help us. So people that they could talk to about the project. So not only things that we need, but also resources of where we could find information. So that went really well. In the introduction, it was really great to solidify what we were doing, what the problem was, and what we thought our solution was. And then we got together and we looked at all the pieces, and one of our students wrote it all in a document so that we had it all in one place, and we added to the document all together, and then we were done with our business plan. It did take us about an hour and a half to get through this whole thing, but remember, those 5 things are what you need for the business plan, and now we have structure. Thanks.